So some civil society groups want the Petroleum Commission to boost its work in encouraging women participation at higher levels of the oil and gas industry. Now, it follows the disclosure that only 22% of companies registered with the Petroleum Commission have women shareholders. Akwesi Ejenim has more on this story from the Western region.
For about a decade of oil production in Ghana, one of the issues that has become of concern and needs to be looked at is the relatively low participation of women in the industry. Though women are involved in some offshore services like catering, hospitality, as well as some lower to middle level skills, it seems their involvement in the high end regarding owning stakes or having control in the management of companies is still insignificant. It is on this backdrop that the regulator for the upstream petroleum sector, Petroleum Commission, is instituting measures to encourage women participation at higher levels. The Natural Resource Governance Coordinator at the Friends of the Nation, Solomon Kusi Ampofo, a lead advocate for women participation in the petroleum sector, reiterated the need to put in deliberate measures to encourage women participation.
Women participation in the oil and gas industry has been very low, and I think it is not encouraging. If you look at the statistics from the Petroleum Commission, I think they gave the information that about only 22% of companies in the industry have women shareholders. And I think that is not encouraging. And Friends of the Nation is very much focused on ensuring that there is increased participation of women in the oil and gas industry across the value chain. And we believe that there should be a deliberate action by the Petroleum Commission and all other important stakeholders to ensure that there is increased participation of women in the industry. You know, women has been marginalized in our society for long. The oil and gas industry provides a very good opportunity for Ghana to be industrialized and also to even achieve more than a lower middle income. And you know, in our society, if women are poor, if women are not empowered, it affects a larger portion of society. So there should be positive discrimination for more women to take advantage of the opportunities. There should be positive discrimination for more women to be empowered to build businesses in the oil and gas sector.
An entrepreneur who also represents the women wing of the Sekenita Kwadi chapter of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce, Charlotte Anderson, also shared some misconception women entrepreneurs have with the award of contract in the petroleum industry.
They should try and bring up workshops and capacity building for we the women so that we'll be able to participate in such contracts, because sometimes we think that it's for the big companies. In fact, we have the women that they are ready to supply the rig, but as I said first, they always think that it's for the big companies. So the information gathered here, we will organize some meetings and we will be discussing among ourselves and see the best that we can do out from it, so that this program will benefit the women of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce, Sekenita Kwadi.
Meanwhile, the Business Advisory and Enterprise Development Manager of the Petroleum Commission, Kwesi Ajimanmeni Senya, highlighted the role the outfit is playing to address the issue.
The energy sector policy has a component on gender mainstreaming, which the Petroleum Commission has adapted, and we have some targets set at developing or building the capacities of women-owned businesses so they can also make impact. Because like education, if you educate a man, you educate one person, but if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. Once the women are able to catch up and they are able to get the full understanding and the scope of how things are done, theirs will not be about making money and going off, but theirs will be about making money for their children to also come in. So that is what we are focused on.
The Friends of the Nation says, with support from Oxford and NORAD, it will continue to collaborate with the Center for Public Interest Law to roll out new phase of its advocacy in the petroleum industry. Reporting for City Business News, Akwesi Ejenim, Takrade.